Hello, scholars, and welcome back to POL 451 Executive Leadership and Management in the Public Sector. I hope that you all had an enjoyable holiday weekend as we now transition and look forward into our fourth week of this course. This week, our theme is Enabling Others to Act. Enabling others to act is one of the core leadership characteristics and behavior that we've not only read about, but hopefully you've seen firsthand the power of in your professional lives. Enabling others to act is the behavior of a confident leader. Leaders who understand the strength of their employees and their potential of more responsibility feel confident in enabling others to take control and initiative. It's important that we understand that enabling is a leadership behavior, while controlling and directing is a management behavior. While there are times when leaders control and direct, the best behavior is to switch towards enabling. I often believe that enabling our employees is one of the strongest characteristics of a strong leader. Because as a leader, just as the title holds, that you are going to be leading people, not necessarily creating the job or finishing the product. This is often a difficult task for many people to understand, or maybe not so much to understand, but to participate in, is that transition from followership to leadership, where you go from being told what to do into telling people what to do. And it's so oftentimes it's a transition because we get so rutted in our existence in the organization that we are told what to do and we then do that job. And for many of us, we do this job very well, but we it always is based upon direction. Now we make this change into leadership where we are now going to be the individual that isn't going to create the final product. We are going to be leading the people that are creating the final product. We are no longer going to be the hand that is going to be creating the product. We're not going to be able the ones that puts that work or that effort into creating the product. What we need to do is we need to put the effort into enabling people to create that final product. You as a leader, you are going to be judged on the ability of you to enable others to create that product. And when you have the ability or you understand the importance of enabling and in the empowering of the people around us, you can see how far that can stretch and how much can it get accomplished and how you as a leader can with you. So that's going to be the agenda that we're going to talk about and the concepts that we're going to build upon this week is the enabling others to act and the paramount importance of it. So as you look through this week, I've added several different bullet points here that we're going to be talking about. The first, I added a devotional, which I would like you to read through, and something that I tried to add to, or I'll try to add each week, is a little bit of wisdom from a devotional that we can build upon and be enlightened upon. The next we have is week 4 quiz. So once again, I've included a week 5 lecture, a week 5 lecture and week 4 quiz. So I'll change it up to week 4's lecture on enabling to act with our quiz for week 4. Once again, I would always say that you should look at the PowerPoint. You should do your readings of chapter 8 and 9 and then take the quiz. If you see it in the PowerPoint lecture and then you see it again in chapters 8 and 9, chapter 8 being foster collaboration and chapter 9 being strengthening others, then those are those key points that hopefully you'll really zero in on the reading and absorb. And then once again, we have our week 4 quiz, which is 5 to 10 multiple choice, true, false, and short answers. And just remember to set the time aside because once you start it, you need to finish it in one session. I'm going to skip down to our week 4 application exercise because I want to finish on our historical leader wiki project. So for our week 4 application exercise, we have a video by 4-star General Stanley McChrystal that wants to share, where he shares what he learned about leadership over his decades in the military. So I'd like for you to view this video, and then I want you to write 3 short paragraphs where we're just going to synthesize or a synthesis of what we have, what we've learned when it comes to that concept of fostering collaboration and strengthening others. And I think as you watch or as you listen to this video and you take some notes on it and you can really understand exactly where his point of view and his experience was in the military when it came to the importance of the collaborative efforts and really utilizing and working upon and building upon the strengths of others. So we have that, and once again, we have a due date, June 3rd. That is going to be our typical due date, Sunday evening, 11:59 of week 4, and that is a 25-point possible. And I'm asking you to write 3 short paragraphs or just 3 paragraphs to get the thought across. And for some of you, you struggle with these. Others, you do an incredible job and you far exceed. But remember, I expect university quality writing. I expect academic style writing. So even though I'm only asking for 3 short paragraphs, I still need to complete thoughts. I still am looking for grammar and structure. If you're going to introduce an idea to me, I want you to introduce that idea to me, support it with literature, either from the video or from our readings, and then I want you to conclude it. So just complete thoughts of that academic style writing is what is going to be expected today throughout this class, and I think for the rest of the time that you're here at CBU. So that's going to be our week 4 application exercise. And then finally, we have our large assignment this week, which is our historical leader wiki project. So I'm going to read through this because this is a large portion of our grade. So it starts off with some directions, and it's going to add your pages to this wiki. Name your page with your name and the last name of your historic leader, for example, Sophia Lincoln. Press submit after each time that you make changes to your page. You may revisit your page and make as many changes as necessary. I will grade the last update. So your assignment is each student will choose a historic leader that he or she admires that would like to research. Instructors must approve the leader chosen before commencing the wiki project. The wiki should include a very short biography and analysis of the person's leadership capacity, personal skills, and the values that influence his or his ability to lead, a highlight of his or her specific leadership accomplishments, and emphasize which leadership practices or commitments from the course were most utilized. The wiki should include a reflection or whether or not the leader displayed a Christian worldview or strong sense of civic responsibility. The wiki should be around 15 to 2,000 words and must include images and or other media for students to be considered for full credit. I have added 2 links, and these are Blackboard links, that talk about how to create a wiki and how to add content to your wiki. So I have these two movies that are down here for you to view. On top of that, if we expand upon what we've talked about here, a wiki, for some of you that are new to this kind of concept, is obviously it's just this live document that we add, that we submit, and we can continue to add to, that is going to be viewable by not only ourselves but everyone in that wiki sort of context. For a lot of you, the creativity that you're able to use on this is going to be something that you're going to be excited about. Others of you that maybe don't have that creative mind or that sort of thinking, this might be a difficult project for you. And I would probably be the type that is in that second group. If you gave me clear directions, 2,000 words, 10 pages, 15 references, I can easily click that away. When it comes to the creative aspect, that's the portion that's sometimes missing from my mind. So what I want you to do is I want you to, first of all, you're going to have to brainstorm and choose some historic leader that you admire and that you would like to research. That's going to be your first step. The second, it's very straightforward. Give me a short biography of the person. I want you to tell me about their leadership capacity. Talk to me about their personal skills and values that influence their ability to lead. I want you to highlight their specific leadership accomplishments, and I want you to emphasize the leadership's practice and commitments from what we've talked about and learned in this course. Where the wiki comes in is this is going to be a live document, and I want at least 1,500 to 2,000 words, but then I also want some images, some media. So if you're going to be talking about the individual, a picture of the individual, if you're going to talk about some of the highlights of what the individual did, some pictures of them, and what it is a paragraph or so, followed by a photo, a paragraph or so, followed by a photo, a paragraph or so, followed by a photo, and so on, until that you are able to answer all the questions and that you are able to embed that media so that not only do I see it as a visually but I'm also to read through it, and those visuals are going to enhance the verbiage and vice versa. And then I would like you to add that Christian world perspective with the lack of or the commitment of how this person used their Christian world perspective, or include the civic responsibility, or if those were integrated in between. So when it comes to this, we are just going to click to launch. We can then look at, we can add to, create our wiki page, look at our contributions. And if I go to this My Contributions, we do have a grading rubric that has been attached for this course. So what I'm going to be looking for, and we base all of our writing on this excellent, accomplished, developing, beginning, or insufficient scale. And for each one of you, the points that are awarded are based upon where you fall in these. And I'm going to be looking at your relevance of research, your use of media, your organization, use of captions and headings, your grammar and syntax, and your references. So you can read through this to see exactly what is expected of you, and this is what I'm going to be utilizing to grade your wikis. And if you just utilize the information that I presented to you here, and you read through the rubric, I believe you will be very successful in this. Remember that I asked for a approval of your leader or the individual that you are going to choose. Each student and the instructor must approve the chosen leader before commencing on the wiki project. So I'm asking you to just send me an email with that information of who you are going to use and why you're going to want to use them. And if you can justify on the why side, you probably will have a fairly rapid reply from me giving you approval. So that is week 4. So once again, I'm excited on how well we've been moving through this class. I've been excited about the quality of the work that you've been submitting. And I hope that can continue, and I have no reason to expect that it wouldn't. As always, for those of you that, if you have an issue, get a hold of me as soon as possible. And I always, once again, go with that concept that if I'm not hearing from you, there's an assumption on my part that you are understanding the information, you're applying the information, and that you're moving forward with the information. So I hope that is the case for all of you, but if you do have an issue or something that you need clarification on, please feel free to contact me and email me as soon as possible. So I hope that you'll have a blessed week. I look forward to your wiki projects, as this is one of my more exciting assignments on my end because it is visual, it's interactive, it's an interesting assignment for me to get from you and grade, as opposed to just long, drawn out research papers. So this to me is an exciting project. I always look forward to receiving your wiki projects and your application exercise. I think that's a great video, and I want to hear your feedback. So once again, have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing all of your assignments here in week 4. Bye for now.